came to pass when the ark set forth that Moses said, Rise, O
Lord, let your enemies be scattered, and let that hate you.
For out of Zion shall go forth the Torah, and the word of Adonai from Jerusalem. Praise be the one who gives Torah to his people Israel in his holiness. ויהי בסוף אדון ויאמר משה קורא אדוני ויקוצו אוהביך וינוסו משונאיך מפניך
כי בציון תהא תורה כי בציון תהא תורה ודבר מדי מירושלים Torah, 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 Israel, Look at my name, my head. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Baruch atah Adonai Tida Torah. Amen.
Blessed are you, Lord, O our God, King of the universe, who chose us from all the peoples and gave us his Torah. Blessed are you, Lord, giver of the Torah. And took Korah, the son of Ishtar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, with Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Elad, and On, the son of Pelet, son of Reuben, took men and rose up before Moses, 250 leaders of the assembly. They gathered together against Moses and Aaron and said to them, You take too much upon yourselves, for all the congregation is holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Why then do you exalt yourselves above the assembly of the Lord?
Vayishma Moshe Vayikol.
And then Moses heard it. And then Moses heard it, he fell upon his face. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, Get you up from among this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment. And they fell upon their faces. And Moses said unto Aaron, Take thy fire pan, and put fire therein from all the altar, and lay incense thereon, and carry it quickly unto the congregation, and make them atonement for them. For there is wrath gone from the Lord, and the plague is begun. And Aaron took as Moses spoke, and ran into the midst of the assembly, and behold, the plague was begun among the people, and put on, the incense, and made atonement for the people.
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'keilon b'nada b'dekenu Baruch atah Adonai Noten Torah. Amen.
Blessed are you, Lord, our God, King of
Giving
the
me
universe,
merit
who gave us the
to
Torah, and said,
and earth and life in our enlistment. You Lord, giver of the Torah.
And then we lift up Priscilla and Aaron and Kira and Jacob to you, Father. Bless them mightily, Lord. Rise up within them and pour out your love upon their family, drawing them closer and closer, and that they may be a blessing to their extended family and their friends, all that they encounter, Father. Bless them like them, Lord. They are set apart for you. We love them and thank you for them, Lord. And anything that needs healing in each one, restoration, Comfort, Father, comfort this one. I know you've been through some stuff lately. So, Father, we just pray for comfort for Priscilla. Thank you, Lord. Nakalu, Amen. Comfort my people. Amen. Yeah. So I think there was a rumble because the Torah was very secure, as was the speaker. Something rumbled in the place. I don't know what it was.
Nice.
Well, because it really was secure, so it kind of shocked me when it moved. Like, yeah. No. That's the way. But we know that the word of the Lord, is His love for us, His testimony of love. That's why you see a lot of pictures of a bride and groom when we're singing unto the Lord, because He is our bridegroom. And this is His love covenant, His testimony to us of His love. And this dwells within us. And with that is that song we sing before, Avraham, Father of Mercy. That dwells within us. So we have the word of the Lord and the love of the Lord and the mercy of the Lord within us. And what's such a blessing to me about this Torah portion, and the reason why we read so much is this is only one chapter, and it was kind of like a little bit of it, like almost like a Cliff Note version of this one chapter, but it's a really amazing happening. So Korah comes before Moses and Aaron and says, why are you leading these people? Aren't we as holy? He doesn't even say, aren't we? He says, others are as holy. We're all holy. And so he questions Moses' authority that the Lord gave him. 250 men are then consumed. The earth opens up, and they go down into the earth alive. And that was the first time that any such thing had ever happened. And Moses had prayed in front of the people, if these people perish in a way that we've never seen before, then you will know that it's the Lord. And after he spoke that, the earth opened up. So what Korah and those who followed him were in rebellion against those that the Lord had put in place. And then after those 250 are consumed, the people start to be rebellious and say, you killed the people of the Lord. Why have you brought us out of the land of milk and honey? And they're referring to Egypt. Why did you bring us out of a place where we had everything we needed? And now you've caused these people to die. And so because of that, the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, get you up from among the congregation, speaking to Moses and Aaron, that I may consume them in a moment. And when Moses heard that, as he's done before, he falls upon his face. And that's the mercy of the Lord within him. And that always blesses me about Moses. When Moses was on the mountain for a total of 120 days, when he came down for one set of the 40 days, the children of Israel are worshiping a golden calf. And when Moses goes back up, the Lord wants to make him the nation and destroy all the peoples. It's very similar to this. Right here, I'm going to consume all the peoples. And Moses then does the same thing. He falls upon his face. And those people then had worshipped an idol. Worshipping idols is spoken over and over and over again in the Torah. It's so important. It's such an important instruction of the Lord. And yet Moses knew, I'm going to fall on my face and I'm going to repent for these people. For we can say, as Yeshua says, they know not what they do. And Moses had that understanding, that Father of mercy, understanding within him. And I don't think he pauses for 1 second. He hears that and he falls upon his face. Because though those people are in rebellion, he senses the mercy of the Lord within him rise up, and he falls down. So it rises up, but he falls down. Get that too. It rises up. He falls down.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So it goes on, and Moses said unto Aaron, take the fire pan, which is the incense pan, and put fire therein from off the altar, lay the incense thereon, and carry it quickly unto the congregation, and make atonement for them. He's constantly making atonement for the children of Israel, for those that are rebellious. Go ahead, Beth. One more. And Aaron took, as Moses spoke, he took the incense, he put fire in it, and he ran into the midst of the assembly. He doesn't just walk, he runs. And I had to look up that word. It's kind of like when Esau and Jacob are going toward each other, and they're meeting after so many years. And Jacob had feared, what is Esau going to do to me? But Esau runs to him, and he falls on him, and he kisses him, and he hugs him. And it makes me almost think of the prodigal son running, too. And so Aaron runs, and he goes between the people. And it actually says between, go one more? He goes between the living and the dead. And sometimes it feels that that's how we are living in this day. And may we be able to walk in that same way that Aaron did, running through speaking spiritually, and running through with that which is the mercy of the Lord, the atonement of the Lord. As we speak on behalf of others who can't do it, give people hope and have no hope. You know, when we question, like, what are you doing? And we lecture people, that's not hope. Sometimes instruction is needed, but there's a way that there's a mercy that comes through that instruction, that those ears that so need to hear a particular thing and so need to have hope in the moment will hear. I pray that we have those words. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be pleasing to you. And when those are pleasing to you, Father, then they come out of us. When we are in a place where we can give the hopeless hope, and we can extend mercy to many who others think don't deserve mercy. They didn't deserve mercy, yet Aaron ran between the people, and because of that, the plague was stopped. Many people did perish or did die. Their flesh did die that day. But because he received the instruction of the Lord and had the mercy of our Father, the plague was stopped, and many were saved. Yes.
So I was just thinking that take that fire pan. Take that fire pan and put fire there off the altar and lay incense thereon. And that's literally incense in the natural, but do you know what it is in the spiritual? It's prayers. Prayers of the people. So they lay incense on, and it was going up to the Lord. And that's prayers. And so even if you're thinking, oh, I don't have anything to say to anybody, or I don't really even know, don't minimize anything. Pray. That's effective. Just having the incense and running through the people accomplished. It ended a plague. So even just, you've heard people doing prayer walks, pray home in your closet, whatever, but I'm encouraging you to pray, and me too, because the Lord's been talking to me about that, about I need to pray more. I somehow have minimized it. So Father, please forgive me, because sometimes it's a little thing we think, but we can't think that way, because He does with it what He wants. So have your way, Lord.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Which reminds me, after the Orlando tragedy recently, there was a vigil in Providence, and so a few of us went and stood. We walked from downtown to the State House and had candles, and it was such a blessing to be among so many people that were hurting, so many people that have been pushed down, so many people who did not see the mercy of the Lord. They're so messed up with Christianity because they hear quite the opposite. But yet we were lighting our little candles because it was a little windy, so the candles, we each had a candle and the candles were going out, and so we were helping light each other's candle. And think on that, that's what we're called to do. We're called to be a light. Yeshua says, I am the light of the world, but then He says, you are the light of the world. And even if the light is just flickering, it's the light of the world within them. And so if someone's little light goes out a little bit, or it needs to have a little, you cup of flame, and the flame kind of can go up. That's what we're called to do. And that was that's why you reminded me of that, because it was almost like walking, again, sort of spiritually speaking, between the living and the dead. And being there for life and for living and loving. That's what He calls us.